You're fine. My real name is Ashley and I play Ashley.
Okay. Your real name is Ashley and you play Ashley.
Yes.
Is your real last name Thornhill?
My real last name is Stibrick.
Okay, that's not on this form. Okay. What's your real last name?
Stibrick, Stibrick.
Oh, thank you. All right, you may proceed.
Natalie Codified for the defense. Please introduce yourself to the members of the jury.
My name is Ashley Thornhill and I was Alex Grace's makeup artist.
Ms. Thornhill, can you tell us a little bit about your educational background?
Well, with my girls in Cali, I attended UC Santa Barbara Department of Theater and Dance, and following that, I attended the Glaucon Rossi School of Makeup in London, England.
And how do you know Alex Grace?
Alex Grace and I go way back. I mean, I really did care for her at one point, and we were really good friends, so I followed her to Midlands, which, let me tell you, that was a mistake. I mean, she offered me an opportunity that I couldn't pass up.
And Ms. Thornhill, what was this opportunity?
I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm a pretty good makeup artist, and she offered me the head makeup position and said that I would have a whole new generation of actors to show my talents to, so I followed her.
And what's your relationship like with Ms. Grace?
Things at the beginning with Miss Grace, they were smooth, but as stress built up for her and as things got tough, which they did for Alex Grace, she could often be found at the bottom of a bottle. And
Objection, Your Honor. Under Rule 403, this testimony is substantially more prejudicial than it is probative for Ashley Thornhill to insinuate that Alex Grace had an alcohol problem.
Your Honor, if I may, as an offer of proof and as this line of questioning continues, under Midlands rules, Alex Grace had a habit of drinking before every show and every rehearsal. Under Midlands rules of evidence 406, if the witness's habit or routine can be proved, then it is admissible. If she was acting in conformity that day with that habit or routine.
Okay. I'm going to sustain the objection, but I'm not going to prohibit you from asking the question better. If you confine it to what she has observed with her own eyes in terms of that, then I'd be more inclined to let that testimony go. So if you want to rephrase your
Yes, Your Honor.
question, you're free to do that.
What was your relationship like with Ms. Grace when you were working with her personally?
well, I felt more like her personal assistant and AA sponsor than her actual makeup artist.
Objection, Your Honor. Again, more prejudicial than probative for Ashley Thornhill to use AA sponsor as a description for her job.
But she was saying that she's her AA sponsor.
She's not, Your Honor. She's trying to insinuate that she was.
Your Honor, if I may, she simply stated that she felt like her AA sponsor, like Alex Grace's AA sponsor.
Okay, I'm going to sustain that.
Thank you. May I move to strike the witness's statement?
Okay. But again, like I said, if you want to lay a better foundation, I'm not going to prohibit this line of questioning completely.
Yes, Your Honor. And what was working with Ms. Grace like?
It was very difficult. I mean, she made working for her very hard. I mean, it was usually wherever she passed out the night before, it was my job to make sure that she was presentable to be in front of the court, or be in front of the set the next day.
When working with Ms. Grace, did she ever have any difficulties with people on set?
Yeah, back in 2016, we had a new writer, Eli, super cute. It was his first day on the job, and he was standing off to the side like writers do, and he had a set of papers in his hands, and he dropped them, and when he bent down to pick them up, Alex came right over and kissed him right in the face. Right in that beautiful face of his. I mean, come on, Alex has to ruin everything.
Objection, Your Honor. Under Rule 404, this is improper character evidence, and under Cooper camera crew, Ashley Thornhill is attempting to elicit testimony that shows action in conformity, that one specific instance that Alex Grace acted, in her words, improperly would be something that she conformed with all of her employees, and that's inadmissible under Cooper camera crew, Your Honor.
Is this one of the witnesses that we have agreed is the intent to offer evidence pursuant to 608A?
Yes, Your Honor, but the form is just for intent, not that it's admissible.
I understand. I'm just saying you saw this coming.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know. I don't see Ashley's name on this.
Oh, it would say probably Alex Grace, Your Honor.
I don't see that either. I'm going to overrule the objection, that particular objection, but I understand what you're saying, and caution counsel that you're treading on thin ice on this issue, but I'll overrule that objection there. Go ahead.
Again. Would you like me to re-ask the question?
Sure.
Has Alex ever had any difficulties working with people on set, such as his staff?
Yeah, like I just mentioned, he had kicked a writer in the face, and I mean, that wasn't a shock to us MTS employees. He was always doing unpredictable things, but that went public and ratings spiked, and Alex would do anything for ratings.
Were you there on the day of the rehearsal?
I was, yes.
And what happened June 29th, 2017, Ms. Thornhill?
June 29th, that's the day the new Kylie Lit kit had dropped. I remember because I was 12th in line, almost late for work, don't worry, I would never. And I remember that day because that's the day Danny Kozak and Eliza Chimp were scheduled to perform. And unfortunately, a dear friend of mine and an MTS employee, Chris Villafana, had lost his life that day. But I try to remember that day as the day I got the new Kylie Lit kit.
Was there a team meeting to discuss the performance later that day?
Not by Alex Grace, no.
And did you talk to Alex Grace before the rehearsal took place?
Yeah, I talked to him a few times that day. The one time when I was talking to him, we talked about a skit he wanted to do with the chimp, where he ruffle the chimp's hair. I mean, the chimp's pretty cute, but gross. Who would be dumb enough to touch it? And when I expressed concern, I mean, Alex would do anything for ratings.
Objection, Your Honor, speculation that Alex Grace would do anything for ratings.
Your Honor, if I may, this is this witness's rationally based perception, as she has worked very closely with Alex Grace and MTS for a long time.
Well, it might be, but that's not the question you asked. She just blurted it out. You didn't set a foundation for that. I'll sustain the objection, we strike the testimony. Here's the way to get around this. Just keep your questions to what she observes herself. You know what I mean?
Yes, Your Honor.
Like say, did you ever observe any X behavior?
Yes, Your Honor.
As opposed to her blurting out that this is how the person is.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead, you may proceed.
Was there a team meeting to discuss the performance being held that day?
Not by Alex Grace, no.
And what were your duties on set that day as Alex's makeup artist?
Well, my official duties were to do Alex's makeup, which I finished at around 11:30 when one of my unofficial duties, because girls got to get her paycheck, was to go clean out Alex's office. And while I was cleaning out her office, she kicked me out, rude, I know. So on my way to clean out her dressing room, I stopped, got some chicken wings at the buffet, and then when I was cleaning out her dressing room, I found an empty wine bottle in the set of guidelines.
Objection, Your Honor, under Rule 403, the use of the wine bottle in her testimony would be far more prejudicial than it is probative.
Your Honor, I'm simply asking what were her duties on set that day, and Ms. Grace did state that she should clean out her office. This witness is just simply stating what she found in Ms. Grace's dressing
Right, I'm
room.
going to overrule the objection. Again, that was a proper question and answer exchange, because she asked what she observed and she testified as to what she observed. So I'm going to overrule the objection. Thank you.
And Ms. Thornhill, did it seem to you that these guidelines have been distributed?
I mean, there was no crinkles or creases in them, so no.
Were you there to watch the rehearsal?
Thankfully, no. I was actually still cleaning out Alex's dressing room when I heard a whole bunch of commotion. So I stepped out into the hall, and that's when I saw Alex storming at me.
And did you have a conversation with Alex at this point?
Yeah, she stormed up to me, ripped the wine bottle guidelines out of my hand, and fired me. Are you kidding me?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
Thank you. Okay, cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor.